In the last video, we have seen how to do the basic routing and create these pages using codecs and shared CNUI. So we created this all transaction and add transaction and also the edit transaction page. Okay. So in this video, what we will do is this is just the dummy data. So in this video, what we will do is we will connect the database, that is the Supabase, into our application. So we'll do configuration of the Supabase database. Okay, so it has Postgres URL. So let's get started and let's connect this. So firstly, what we need to do is we need to open this. Okay, and then we are going to use Prisma. So we are going to RM. So I'm going to show you step by step what we do here, and we need to copy this URL. Okay, first what let's install all the dependencies. Okay, so now if I go to my we can copy all this we can install all these dependencies first. So let's go to the installer, the git bash, and we can install this. Okay, so this will install Prisma. Okay, this would take some time and it would install. So let's install all of this first and then we will go ahead on integrating the. Okay, you can see this got installed. Now let's install this back again here. Okay, that is the Prisma client. Okay, and this will also take some time. And we have already installed this now. Now let's install all of this. Okay. So in the one command, so let's open this and let's install all of this packages. Now let's initialize Prisma. Okay, since we have installed all the packages, let's initialize it. Okay, and now what we will do is we will copy this code under ORMs. Okay, and Prisma. So you have to go to your project overview. Okay, in the Supabase, and then we need to click on this and you need to go to RM. Then we need to copy this. Okay, this is your password which you have been created at the start when you register into the Supabase. So I recommend you to register into it. And then what we do is we go to the, let's scroll down. We will have .env file here. So we need to replace this with the ORM code provided by the Supabase. Okay, you need to put your password over here. And then what we need to do is once this is done, so you can see that there will be a big Prisma config.ts file. So this will be direct URL. So let's copy this from here. So this will be a direct URL. Okay, this will be a direct URL. Save this file. Okay, once we do this, what we need to do next is we need to go to the Prisma schema. Okay, the schema, Prisma schema, it is under here, under this. And we are going to use a new model that is transactions. So we will have ID created, amount of the transaction, type of transaction, that will be income or expense, and description. Okay, and we save this. Okay, now what we do is we need to connect now. We need to run this command over here so that we push the table, we generate Prisma and then we push the table model, that is the transaction table, into the Supabase. So let's copy this. Okay, and then we go to the Visual Studio Code. We go to the Git Bash. Okay. First we'll go to this and we will see under our database what we have. So you can see we have no table schemas and so there are no table schemas. Okay. So now what we will do is we will run this command. By the way, I will give all the commands in the description so you can use those when configuring your Supabase. So we click on this. Okay, it generated Prisma client. Now what we need to do next is we need to push our table into onto the Supabase. So let's run this command as well. Okay, and you can see that the database is now in sync with your Prisma schema. So now what we do is let's go and check this. And if I reload this page now, you can see that the table was already loaded. So you can see that I got this table now, transactions, and if I go to tables, you can see that I have one table called as transactions. So this is how we connect and configure our Next.js app using Prisma onto the Supabase. So next we will create some records and more models if needed and push them and work on expense tracker app. So please do comment if you have any queries and I will answer them. Thank you for watching.